Right, here my phone now so and we some of my kwaba ediba as sports so fisa break couple say no me sababa pemene ya tena say da go don some and eba some do say papa be do score na face na city nyina so e ho some nyina so dia ba na onim say games a do echo so e wa manone ye be hwe na fie de ho some nyina so e dia ba no chi ye be sansa wrem na fie be fie na ene no nkomo kese na e be gire fie sanse e fie se no e do say papa Ghana Football Association omo assemble omo ho prampram nyame aduma omo extraordinary congress 30th edition e baso prampram nyame aduma ochina na say jumade kasere betimi abase ne na somo ahyase omo arrive a omo be hwese be Ghana sports e betimi atopa na say Ghana football e betimi atompon akoda nim tie be dum score na ya hwese na ho sem system no chi ye be sansa room two clubs omo represent Ghana e wo ebibrem CAF Champions League summer test a progressi economy nwechi enso Atreman FC enso edinkudima omosa qualify se economy me yebehwe wono mo chances e me no mo eco next run awo jumede kese eco city e do score na enra game eco Saturday so Atreman dia no se course no ya hwe teams ne performance no se na esi etie enwechi so na onim se African Games ne ya bowie na ye African Games no SMP ena efie chire ba okai eye Ghana Broadcasting Corporation GBC for one more $3.6 million ene esika ye chiama mo se mo fa encover tournament no hu SMP ebaye na enwechi onem se oyome ono so adin sembe tuja se document hu ye etre se enuane nko ekonu aye no enuane nko athlete ediye enso eye 4 point and anu ye $15 million and you $15 million and a fee $4.5 million and so a competition management system and a fee media accreditation as a media tag on Sky spend here a $4.5 million. Yabado musko near African Games no eh ebe dumu yen anase ebe pra yen kra ana ebe ku yen yabado musko na yahwese na hosem enyina so site na fe onim say your political season ontimi nka enya mo sanse yen sports ni nyina womo ena mo hwese Sky di nyina womo ena ya mo dis scan ba your political season no amanyofo wodo e kasa e the fast sports we be hwe na from Dr. Coming Chroma Bresso after ne ane ebia ye sports na ba be do ne ye football ana ye sports a decline no ye be hwe kwambe ni be fa so a ye betimi ama na gina ho ente ne komo ye ba be di ni nyina no ye ba hwe se na be Ghana sports ebetimi atu emponti amanyofo na ndisi aka omu de MPP enso aka omu de ye be do emusuko na ya hwe manifesto omu nyina di bae no hwan de na efi se ebetimi abo na se sen na esi etie na ye be do emusuko esanse penikese pa ebetena se na fi ensem no ya do emusuko from Dr. Coming Chroma Bresso up to ne ye sports no e kan say de bia da every year na decline sa every year na decline na solution aden ene yentimi enfane solution to problems sa ha yes sports nti ene ye bedom school ye pass no so say social media handles ni nyina at Facebook bomodi say like na fe wa share kama pa audio comment go on so ye be kan e di amount no chi WhatsApp number no so e be twegu ewo screen no na fe wo so di aginte de afa ho jibode ne course nyina no na ye kenkan ni nyina kama pa e di amamo meeting e di Roger Imano from the sports Monakebo Taylor e jira na supampin as a producer na fe Kojo Fosu Fandi and so etai shone choko e strong room MCR o se Ralph e jira na so Peter and so ho na fe Imano na te o nyina se bojima camera crew homo so e wa hanom se Edmond e wa ha Sasana Sofo Prince wa ha and afi Francis omunyina wa ha no ma ene yakabom a yedi jumede no edi ebronti fisabre kopim se no mi sabo ba pam di eya gudie wonsam ene ya tenasa yedi bra ye twan ho ba sima kitue bi ye ba ya bebepe na action jumede no e hia se pa ye ndi agro.
How far we've come these past 30 years. Welcome to Medimosis Clinic and Herbal.
Okay, yes, I'm here for you now. Sakaba, Eddie Jimmy, and to us. So, say S Sports, and I sabre when you go to Ocean Tea. But what say, what's up, no man, and I was screen the Sinti. I drink Tribia Obiano, but what they say, the Banafi, I can canning, kama. So, Eddie Amamo, Eddie Jimmy, and Esha Never sabre, dear, me penny case upon a mini bedi Jimediano, Wanya Atanasian, sir, mini a senior journalist, Mohammed Ami Lamti, and I know bedin come on, Jimedian so. Chairman, good
Roger, me no chairman, who know your chairman, Sir Roger. Mama feel pa.
This is my feel. Say you watch.
Ebo so na twa me dey ba.
When
they were all the me fan me say ebo be me. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mo packaging na me be hu the way studio ni the way am here no. Mama my kai bi pa. Over the past 20 years I me start here no. I think that I'm excited. But I need here me kuma so akadru baby because my uncle the late David Lamte, my godfather, my uncle, or no creative her, and no one knew until me one pie said, Uncle Phone, Shrano, on funny bonnet channel, or you'll be a wabo Ghana, wabo NDC party, wabo media landscape. I mean, a mobile trust or more, Uncle Phone. Madam was a mountain suffering.
Yes, that's a part. Ejumano, and so you may almost start here. Sana, a movie dear. Yes, I say, Ushemu days now, would you compare now? What are some of the things Rebecca said are changing the media?
Well, a lot. And the Roger Eddie kind of media was say much on suffering when new production team and any management. Mr. Switch Nkrofa Moshe, we must on social media. Me do be as say your corporation na we be sebi. Now we share time na ye buy no. You know, that time no we don't have social media.
Okay.
That time no so no it is not easy for a journalist to get an information on the internet. You need to sort of try to monitor information on BBC, okay, any other international network, no. And some of which you know also the other studio. But any all the whole crap as a presenter, who to me download the BBC now abaka. And there are so many changes. Now, one critical thing I'm actually observing is about professional responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah, terminal. Before you go on radio or television, and before bet your story piano, it must go through the process. You need to know your story idea. When you know story idea, now what's your content? No, is the story informative? Is it educative? Is it maybe something interpretative? Because story be what be artist story no. Now so one say into Roger Bat TV so his mission is to come to interpret, explain. By an idea, we've mixed it up because take it or leave it. Almost about research as a lecturer, almost about 85 and 86% of Ghanaian journalists are on train. Yeah, they are on train. Because or to make Cambro for Casa, or to make a tree, or to make Gang, or to make a language be, or to make Tradia. It's a power idea, now someone could training. At the journalism school, we teach students not only talking, not only writing, but professional responsibility. It's a story I'm a channel. It was some improve some professional. There are some ethics I guide you. You have to be fair, balanced. You must also consider the ethical value of your profession, the code of ethics. So Roger Betnaha, Nama watch with TV Suno, he must try to be very photogenic.
Yeah.
And Utnahan so all can some men will be the second one is legal responsibility. Roger Betna TV Suno can't be lamta sama. What's on
yeah.
Because I have my own right.
Yeah.
One can be a court. That is defamation. The third one is social responsibility. Nkrofa Moshe Mini Roger Ewiai. Majority of them are better than you and I. Ade omu hu nema omu nim no me no we nim enti me ka sam na me kan yi because obi no ebetumi aboa na ma ne hu say oh Roger says so and so enti ma me so me nkoya me research enti one kan yi a obe misleading crofo ama sam aba. In the three critical elements of journalism no ye time no we were able to abide by it.
Okay.
Or abide by them. By an idea, Roger, oh, you agree with me. Why would you have so we bet you call TV so 2-3 hours? Now okay, can't send me or can't. Nobody says anything on radio, on television, or be to me write any story. But an idea, because of the advent of social media, I'm a fake news. I take charge of everything. So see, I know the fear in journalism today is with the advent of AI. So what I say, your friend is saying idea beba enye natural artificial intelligence and also ba yanhwe yanko but with time no people like
you create the video to or be picture by different voice
exactly. Artificial intelligence but because with social media no obi to me here idea open but with the advent of artificial intelligence no yanhwe here as I think that with time people like you more but you guys are trying to shift the paradigm. People like Roger and other sports journalists are mobile because most of them they get in touch with us as a lecturer in journalism, PR, marketing, and communication. A lot of them fall on me. There was a time I organized some seminar via journalism. They are mobile, they admitted say they have to learn because Roger, there is one thing that we need to consider highly in journalism, that is media law. Media law at the university level. Because when in media law, Roger, you won't just walk into the studio. Your producer will never see a story and allow you to take it. No. Producer back as a Roger, wait there, that is, you understand what is legal responsibility. It's woman in idea, but I think that with time, no, number okay.
So, uninchrophobia, I say. Do na ka say bia and sports and crowd decline no especially bia soccer and crowd no media ne ka ho no nkrofobia adwensa.
No, you may say the media is part of it, but it may be some angle be an angle where you may say said media ne ka ho is the failure to monetize say they have a role to play. They are shareholders, they are stakeholders. Roger XYZ Eberani commentary, you are in charge, you are the head of sports. Nobody tell me when I walk around commentary. No. Commentary now you're running. How do we run the commentary? As some number, how do we say it? It's not about what you say, it's how you say it. Journalistically. So what I say. You're vice president or meeting pressy. So see a story I call out say my journalist 20,000 Ghana cedis. Can you imagine if you are a journalist, you've attended an event where you have to make sure say ethic value is part of your storytelling technique, no? And the work professional, thank you very much. And see, what I'm trying to say here is that yes, journalists could be part of it. Because journalists know they are part of the promotion, they are part of the branding, they are part of the marketability, and they are part of the repositioning. Because Roger Sawobahana viewers or more share XYZ and exports, okay, can't say about Ghana League. You whet their appetite, they will go to the stadium to go and watch. But as criticize you be 1 year, then you will take the steam out of them. Look, in criticism, we have 3 critical points of criticism. These are the 3 critical ones. Number 1, constructive criticism. Say be has an idea if you're not believing 1 year, you come and you criticize constructively. But even in constructive criticism, we have a way of doing it. So Roger, I shouldn't try to criticize him in public. I must have a way of doing it. That is number 1. Number 2, destructive criticism. And in the ABI town, I don't like you. I don't like your administration. I can say anything to destroy you. I'm destroying you as a person, but I'm destroying the brand, the image of Ghana football and Ghana sports. The third one is instructive criticism. When they say instructive media, and they say what class many words na high ABA knows program you are coming to educate us. Intersembia obeka criticize is instructive. The way as they see and me catch about journalism the point that I'm making could be instructive criticism. Me catch us say that way and instructive. It is our ba a colonel sorry one objection will be obeda. Nema obeshe if you are now obedi. So that time no, you were instructing the child to do ABCD, but if they drew time, you know when you can cry. Or that they are with the mean show, and so with the minimum, you don't know what they mean you. That time now, Colano, some value audition need not genomono. They say we need almost the sound also we drew baby, we drew from Pasobia, which may at the amano, and that is how it should be. But in journalism today, a lot of guys who are in journalism, Omu said journalism is a shortcut. It's like communication today. Look at our political communication, landscape. Majority of those who are in our communication, they are not trained communicators. Me, I'm not really blowing my own trumpet. I am lecturing political communication, political marketing at the university level. Into me shut TV, let me cheer radio. There are a whole lot of lacuna and gaps the way people communicate politically. Because in political communication, Roger, there are so many instances. The same way in sports, in football, in boxing, basketball, tennis, and what have you. And we also have what we call propaganda techniques. Propaganda techniques and propaganda are different. We have black, we have white, and then we have other propaganda techniques that who use propaganda. Sometimes some people are even using propaganda. Say propaganda. So in a nutshell, journalism. So unima Roger assembly. But I think that I am excited since you say change is ever. Your type and your colleagues are doing very well this time around.
Okay. All right, it's Ura Mohammed Ami Lamte, we senior journalist or sancy lecturer, and I want to see Edin Komo, our ex sponsor and AVA. Na yensha se na yenko onim se nche ye kra na Ghana ye organize African Games no ye wie ye no e chiri nsem de bebree bi kan so sky spend ye over $200 million sky ye spend ye mikai say even infrastructure kra no $195 million sky ye di infrastructure se ye wie ye chiri asem de abeye bebree esan se sika ye di vrem no ebi chiri se mfaso ama ebi nso chiri se mfaso buy mfaso na ye quantify ye no enye se fiscal cash but ye GTA na nso ye hosti kekekra no ahoho abekro mu akra nkofo akoton nsuo wo stadium ho ni nyina kra no ye mfaso ne bia ye nya nsa na sese ni aba ye GBC say ye tia $3.6 million edima wo mu ministry kan ye and almost about want to say sika enya $105,000 sika yensa kan ye and na honorable Kobla Mensa Woyomi enso a confirm kire say document hu ye kire say enuane nko aye no aye arima athlete no sika was repa $50 million sika ye no so ye spend ye and afi wo see media tag accreditation and afi competition management system as a company in Kwani you can a media tag accreditation in Abuma and as is cano a $4.5 million. Na Sasaway Ababi Yasam Kesia Dodona Eka Wasami Pan African Games, but Sanami Pesi and see honorable Oyomi and Samara or Kanye the FR documenta Uhuye Nafi Mimra Seniors.
You're spending close to 240 plus or 245 million United States dollars, right? And out of this, we got to even know, for instance, key among them was a whooping amount of $15 million, which amounts or works to close to or a bit over 226 million Ghana cedis, being how much was used to feed athletes for 18 days for the event. So you realize that some of these things needed to be investigated. We wanted to know how many, athletes actually made it, how many actually got registered. In fact, we need to get a report generated by, for instance, the games management system, because the system must be able to tell us how many actually, registered and actually came to participate in the event. All these details we would want to know.
Okay, honorable Kobla Mensa Woyomi, ono a ranking member parliament and now the Jumana for say MP oko South Tonwa ono na MP and I would say what this answer boy e dia to just say say omo be investigate no ma remu ye pa because sika we dey $15 million ya dia was through ye pa senior African Games wa follow chire bruhaha in sebe sisi what in
Roger ya chepa sometimes what's no be some who say Ghana then a higher it boils down to leadership. As someone honorable it's all about leadership. Because Roger, as a country Ghana, we must understand say this is not the first time that we are hosting a tournament, an international tournament. By now, we have Winneba Sports College former president J.J. Rawlings was created in the 80s. What is it meant for? It's meant for yembo modern, nayan checha, the empenning form of a free honor. It is not about they coming to coach our athletes. No, it's all about administration. It's all about having the know-how, They've gone through the meal. Omotia say, Ebo Hose tournament. Ebia Roger Okoye and Osia how to handle the LOC responsibility. It is not only about hosting the program. How would you rake in sponsors? How do you make sure that there is due diligence? How do you make sure that at the end of the program, there will be accountability every single day? You have hosted programs, sir. You have LOC members and whatever it is, they have no idea about what is going on. Because Roger, for me, the first point of call is the the LOC. No, the LOC would have been the first to even call. For me, not even the minister, not even the GBC Director General, the LOC, the chairman, Dr. Kukufu Sassari, is the LOC chairman. He is in charge of everything. Adriania Yedi, Taga Yaye, media is Trauma broadcast media is under him. He is the chairman. Okay, and then minister and chairman for the LOC would that be we have somebody who is in charge. And also on the team. He should tell us more. Because you cannot be the LOC chairman without knowing the start.
They are not talking.
No, why? We have to ask, we need to call them to get out of the kitchen. They have to come and explain to us. NMA can say one bacan year, it brings confusion, it brings misinformation, it brings about misinterpretation. Into who are we chairman for the LOC by now? No, you should have come out to explain things, interpret things for us to know. Say, oh, Roger says so and so. As some Roger now, you know, Mokano and yes, sir. Roger, is it not painful that Ghana, with all the standard we have done in sports, in football, in boxing, and in basketball, and mention it, hosting African games, we ended the games. The minister went to Parliament. He made the a committee or can't some no be in the air. It's very, very interesting. Adriani, $15 million tag, almost about $5 million. Don't we have our own local people here who can give us the tag? I remember scan be Adriani Benny, Adriani Koto will be in the Bayana.
Even Adriani cry, the athletes, Mikai say cry yes. Then they were complaining.
They were complaining.
Yeah, they were complaining.
I remember they were complaining. And I think that Roger, I cannot really delve deep into the critical aspect of this issue. It must be investigated. But for me, I think the first person that needs to be called to order is the LOC chairman. Yeah, he needs to come and tell us more. Onoka the members even some of the athletes who participated, we need to identify their leadership. Yes, Ebano athletes now, Ebano footballer, Ebano they are more participating. We need to engage their leadership. Leadership will be can't say so. Look at what happened at GBC.
Yeah, GBC.
GBC 200 Ghana, and to amount is at $3.5 million. So I'm say, hey, yeah, the $3.5 million. I don't know 100 Ghana. Then you are paying foreign foreigners. They took $1,000 a day. Roger, this is really unfair.
Before no day.
So enemy catcher
100 Ghana.
Enemy catch is just the issues about poor leadership. And some poor leadership, you sometimes look at it from the critical point of view. Say, Ghana as a country, can't we create an avenue where Roger will specialize in maybe being an LOC chairman? In case Ghana wants to host a tournament. There are people that when it gets to that point, we know we're going to rely on Roger. We have people who have also gone through it that will serve as consultants. We have people when it comes to even media relations. Ebano tournament, we have people who are specialized in that area. Ebano broadcasting, the media aspect, we are on conform more biomu, eba omonebeye. Ebano even look at the African games. Some of the commentaries that I heard, I was shocked to the marrow. Because Ghana hosted tournament. Basketball commentary moment, it was terrible. We share other sporting disciplines now. We don't have the commentators here.
And so, even soccer no crown, edu baby, make satellite match be now or say GBC crack on edu baby no workers in about 2 years say omunko because now they were supposed to pay some money be almost Canamba.
Let's just sky a friend. Yeah. It's Roger. If you
know some of them no more surprise. If you
have a tournament as a country, Ghana, at least 3 months to go. One, you must make sure you identify in peniphobia analysts. Number 2, commentators, not only football, basketball, tennis ball, badminton, athletics. You identify people, then you train them. Some of them, they may have the ideas, but you must take them through orientation. Okay. Because about boxing now, the commentary are different from football. Athletics are more because they all have specific terminologies. English I cano and Tricasano cano. So over a commentary in tree, if it is boxing, you must be able to identify certain terminologies that will be used in tree language. Yeah. That is what we should do. But when we say microphone, they call them at the 11th hour, no training, no orientation, nothing.
GBC Professor Nukrana say a month before competition any so
can you imagine? So it means we were not ready for the tournament. But look at the money Sky say. Ain't Roger? All in all, I think this is a very serious turning point, a learning curve. And I'm very positive, say, the next government, some of us who are in this country now, I realize sitting on the fence will not help. We need to wake up from our slumber. We need to call a spade a spade. Say time no drew, never yet tournament be. At least we need to make sure we knock the doors. Sometimes they won't open the doors. They feel threatened. Say Roger or Sire and Roger was close no. Yeah, more pine. They won't allow you in. They won't allow you in. Some of us will be in this industry for over 25 years. Okay, I was a sportsman before I became a journalist. From the journalist, I became an analyst. From analyst, I became a lecturer. And now I'm combining all. Historically, minimally is here, bedu satami. I don't know, baby, nobody will even call your attention. I remember one simple example. Boxing on Moya, for the African Games. I had a lot of calls. People were calling me, asking me, what is going on? Who are those running commentary on boxing? Where are you people? We have a lot of guys who are running quality boxing commentary in this country. Somebody like me, you may just call me to ask me, who would you recommend? Or, would you come around the commentary? Or, what do you think? Nobody has done that. I'm a Ghanaian. And this is the problem that we have in this country. And the road, I think that the time when you drew, say, when we are doing certain things, let's try to rely on people who are qualified. They have the qualification, they have the know-how. They will go and live up to the billing.
All right, since Muhammad Amilamti and Motene Nka our Jumede African Games and what is on Wabimu akane se na tie no na African Games na mimi de bia de me kan se ye hu committees bebre na bi okra commission na ba following year na yasan akosi na yasan ati another committee and I say commission na yati hwimfri mu ma na ora John Dramani Mahama Saturday our winiba and odi kotu ja se oba corruption nyoma bi ekukọ so nyina no sports especially African Games and so eka ho oba investigate ye pa na me pese ye ntie na asemo kan ye fi ho ba na mabisa senior say we yatete a ase de bia on examples bebre but following year na de na akosi we num e bia ye be investigate na no enough ana ye betimi e dey eradicate ana say ye betimi dey to corruption our sports no enu no ye enough e betimi to asiaman na yenti ura John Dramani Mahama na emra.
We will institute inquiries or forensic audits into the following matters of public interest. We will investigate corruption scandals including the PDS 13th All African Games. We will scrap the following draconian taxes to alleviate hardship and ease the high cost of doing business in our first 90 days in office. 1. E-levy. 2. COVID levy. 3. Betting tax.
Okay, nti John Dramani Mahama and Motene Nka say wakase African Games say nyame adom na bia oba bia next year kona obahwehwe mu. Me question is say we atete sa mekai Jamepe commission buy white people no crown po na wie chire crown no obubu ni nyina so committees bebre ni nyina besen senior wait like me dey ni say we mu dey ase kasa dey atete ha but still ye fo bi answer example nti to na to aso we say aye kan say obo say next year ni osika na obi be di kra besen we
Yes, but it happens in this country since time immemorial. Sasama Wakandi, I was so but now so share His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He's tried and tested. I didn't make us okay, obviously free and clear.
Yeah. Brazil 20.
Yeah. Money investigation was set a commission. So that is why I would say he's tried and tested because why be that? And somehow okay obey. And not only about these African games, no, there were so many visa racketeering. I did be break
Australia,
a door so want to make, and I know he would do it.
But me, sir, Australia, into report in a way.
Oh, sir, report no, and I make he would do it. You see, John Dramani Mahama, Okotnifika Krano, it was a very good human for him. He has sat back, compare a Juma or no year, Ujuma in penny for former President Rawlings ni the late Atamas Omonina Nankopo Fomo crazy. He has learned from them. Even with President J. Kufuor, he has learned everything from that time. And also the time, he juxtaposed all that with what he has sat down to watch almost about 8 years in. Into a soon may be brave. And it's now when we say, okay, so be no be. And the American says, South African games, if you don't listen to the LOC and other stakeholders, obey analysis, one year, obey mistake be. Into His Excellency account. Into that tells us say he must also consider highly leadership. Okay. Because Roger Adebakwa to me shocked me in Ghana and he said, about no ministry appointment. Most of Nkrofo Emo Mujum was sports ministry no. They are not really sports oriented. They are not Nkrofo who say apart from Honorable Lantivanda Paul you can go and check. A lot of them, people will say that it's all about administration. Yes, it's all about administration. There are certain areas in our economy and our country, Roger, at the Mawa, over you sue, I drink a crown and copa mao, also research a work a crown a bit to know. But when it comes to sports, it's the heartbeat of this country. See, football is the passion of the nation. Do you understand the word passion? To me,
yeah.
Obi to me committed suicide. Obi to me or problems is here now. Ghana winning match, Roger, ever solving the problem. Economically, we know the kind of benefit that is in sports, but who are the people who put them in that office? Sometimes, it will be. I'm not really trying to downplay or probably, if you like to underrate those that have been given the position. No. But I'm saying that sports is a very important area. Interim Pabo Amebono, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Muwojide Sobeba. Where there is very clear. The indicators are out there. Maybe unless something else will happen. In politics, we've been in this country right from the one since 1992. There are certain signifiers in politics. Roger, I don't know who here so be catch you. You don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that Roger is winning the election. No. Certain things are predictable.
Maybe we need to bet me we knew. But we need to buy.
I don't make like I don't make can.
Say no okay, I may investigate you. We say the next 4 years still because say you hear the current government like in some more can ye nanado opa nanado dey obi trust no. So I say system no. I don't know.
The system is somehow, problematic, but it's about the leadership. Nana Akufo-Addo, you may blame him on so many things as the president because the back stop at him, but it also depends on the individual as Odi Ojumashe Musum. Osha Nana Akufo-Addo as an individual. Sometimes you might not blame him wholly. You blame those that he has given that responsibility. Would you rather sit down and do a critical analysis with some kind of analytical mind? Obo say, "You are nearly be in front now, so also one mistake, however, and to me, I did back Abu Gapele only John Dramani Mahama to center for. But what happened? He was in prison. Share Elvis Afriankra is one of the on the GM and then he was investigated. There are so many instances that I'll give you, but Nana Akufo-Addo, not even a single individual has been penalized to serve as deterrent to others. That is his problem. You see, it's all about leadership. Ain't JDM, me wajide so beba. Oh, penufo catches as so beba. Now, also Oba, he need to consider highly who should be the leader for ABC.
Okay.
And I make National Sports Authority, for example. How would you just pick anyone anyhow because the person is a professor, is a doctor, is whatever? I only name idea or National Sports Authority. No, the person will go there, and the person will do nothing.
Okay.
Into your bomb say, Oba, he would identify the right people, and then let them understand. Say, look, from day one, I'm doing ABC. The Ononkasa or Kasha say, in the first 120 days, he's doing ABCD. So we must also have a Ministry of Youth and Sports. And also, about to me, I catch a Ghanaian and say, in my first 100 days, I'm doing this for infrastructure development, the initiative. Number 2, I'm looking at football, basketball, tennis ball. Number 3, making sure say I see on run. Me me kai on my penny. Me me kai no. So I have set my priorities. Okay. I'll deal with the African games, I'll deal with this, I'll deal with that, and then you follow it step by step. Into office, you also delegate responsibility. Okay. And now, minister, So who identify the you give it to Roger. Roger, you are in charge of all the previous cases. I will say investigative. And to keep updating me. When I overshare about football, I don't know football and also in terms of marketing. Yeah, I'll be expecting you to come. Okay. Also, crochet boxing, that is how you should do. Okay. But you have leaders who are coming on board. They have no idea. Even the history of Ghana sports, they have no idea. But they are serving as our minister.
The current sports minister, be describing anything.
No, Mustafa Yusuf, frankly speaking, is a very humble guy and more than ready to learn. That is one thing about him that I can tell you. Oh no, because I'm still investigating about African games. So the investigation I mean me say I know some interview me. Okay, the investigation I mean me each says at 3.5 no or the mamo or the GBC.
But it's gonna call GBC.
On minister and sign contract. No. GBC and the Ministry of Youth and Sports signed the contract. He paid through checks and gave it to GBC. But GBC almost shot $105,000 because of the internal wrangling. And internal director and also pay about Sasam no can OT a very, very big mistake. Or any boss. Or you'll be a community or no courses are studying in air communication. Now Roger share idea or they buy. It's coming from him. And so when the minister said that I paid you $3.5 million, you shouldn't have even come out at all. In communication, in PR, yes, in PR, you have to study what the man said. Then you see how best you can also come out with. Look at the details now they are giving. PSG. PSG, I mean, to say, they are not here in Ghana. They were somewhere in Spain working and they end up getting over 2 million euro. It's serious. And they need to interpret and explain to us. And for me, the Director General Nonon Kasano, he has shot himself in the foot. Because or somebody who have been power to the PhD level, communication so that's here. UDSA or your opinion. I didn't buy one tonable. Sometimes when
you say our kind of internal pressure I don't buy because we hear letters from in-house a quabontin one Bakuko sports minister on Ediko TUC. Ebin so echo parliament in parliament the no na ye two and safra minister
or mistake
all because of sir per diem no workers in the see ekwa e be 500 also first or some mama 50 Ghana 70 Ghana then 100 Ghana and workers in the 100 Ghana there yem ko ejuma
ben a positive communication I wanted $20,000 so we just did explanation you see one thing back Mekan say in Ewiasino, Roger, we have what we call crisis management. Crisis, it may be in different phases. If we want to studio, crisis can come. But there are critical things that you need to consider. Number one, crisis analysis. Upon no cancer 3.5 million, no. You are a communicator, you are being. Why don't you sit down and listen to the words that you see, Usha onusi utria $3.5 million. Utria na wunche utria. They documents. One kase usha onya yo because you were not critical. you did not analyze what the man said. Number 2 is crisis management. I didn't see any crap say the Pakono can't somewhere tiamia. Roger, I need to calm down my nerves. How would I manage it? It's not that because I'm here. How could you believe say Mawako Fast Food Limited? Yeah. Benyasa case, no poison, food poison case, no. Only I. A lot of companies, almost by itself, they want to come and do PR for them. They say, no, we have Mohammed Amin Lamte. It's not the first time. Mawako had pepper case. I defended them. I saved them. They bounced back to business. There was a gas explosion. Me answer and me defend them. I'm a fire service. I mean, who question at the end? FDA opinion for me beside Mawako say, Omo konya me ohimfa. Roger, I took my time, did the analysis. When the issue came, we cut almost obi antonobo. And I mean, one who said, me person obi anka ho asem. Nobody spoke about the issue. I came, engaged the media, admitted that yes, something has really gone wrong, and he comes say we paid 7 billion Ghana cedis. Mawako is still in business, and me catch up say even after the case, you know, customers on Mawako, you won't believe it. I know I will pay something for XYZ. Well, it looks like I'm doing advert for Mawako. So I said, but I'm saying this for you to understand that, you know, in crisis, you must make sure you critically analyze the issue. You have to manage it. And the final one is you must make sure that crisis resolution. How do you resolve it? And Kasab, Director General of GBC, my boss, no, Professor Amin, Uncle Okusha Minister, no, and son or react here. He has analyzed it, he has managed it, and then he has gone to resolve it with the minister. See, no, me investigate a lot of expenditure, somebody there, no minister has no idea about it.
Wow.
I'm not finished with my investigation. He has no idea about it. That is what I heard. The Adriano Moto, the already contract more money Adriano, and almost a Mukori Fabishi baby, almost about $16 million. $16 million, Roger, able to me see. Sadia Namai. I don't tell you, see. Into the Mekano, I wouldn't want to get into details. Let's get the investigation taking place so that all of us will come back and add our voice to it.
Okay, you know, I don't know, Muhammad Amin Lamti, and I'm waiting Kanenti. But what is the WhatsApp messages to Banafi, and the Yakin Kama Kamadama, Bomoni Nation to say, you made it so them live, our Facebook, all the social media handles in Inano, a activity, but what is the Udi, Wajin Banafi, Yakin Kama Kamadama, Mepim, Enchibia, maybe I want to Super Frey, the Ubiano, Uruajin today, every Baba boy. Now, they say asemba kupe wo ho ne say political parties na obi ahase e di manifesto obi ade aba sports yense side yensa akanye de na ohwe NDC MPP a both political parties ni nyina no ohwe obi a point ahodo odi bana na say o say obi a ni abrepa say opese obo na sports na de ekonanim na John Dramani Mahama yedi kan abone ne dada yekona fie kotie enura Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia or a Senate Central for Ishiaye, Emma Onoso, Ekasaye about infrastructure. And it's in Troni, Bright can come with you, Jima, our angel, and our pure FM. Eko Bisano about Yen Amputi Timwa, Nansia, Omukoji Amputi Cup of Nation by Omusikebia Akimwa, still Omuguso Omu fighting, Sabia Omusabaka, Oma prep up to now, Omusan Kaino.
It's looking at the national amputee team who are owed some allowances. So I'll talk to the sports minister here to get the facts on the issue, and if that is the case, I will try to expedite their payment. So I'll when I leave here, I'm going to raise that issue. There is also the issue of 6 new stadia that and.
Okay, anti Vice President, and I'm retaining Kanonti also on your way. Yes, I'm putting for Mexican, also on your way. Unim se bibi crying. Biasa akwasanti okoje report no. Next year, we shall now heavy. And Tiano Samono, now ye didn't come on, both political parties in Inano, or say points in Inana, will be near Waka, say or bar, or Bayano, Nina never trade over screen. So now both parties in Inano, Obia can say or bar, or make sure say players or Mr. Kind, or ye league in the mono, Ombenya salary, or Mr. Casem, Ebekoyi. ɛna ɔmo san kasa fa infrastructure obiara sɛ ɔbɛyɛ infrastructure ebiom asanse ɛden ɛde aka ho ɛna owura John Dramani Mahama kan sɛ nyame adom na ɔba Winneba Sports College ɔbɛyɛ hɔ kama paa na sɛ de bɛyɛ a ɛbɛdane sports university na obiara bɛtumi akɔ hɔ no ma den akɔakɔsua adeɛ ɛna ɔbɛmaki sure sɛ northern part stadium ɛbɛkɔ so wɔ hɔ na sɛ mika stadium na nyɛ baako o ɛte ase na middle part ɛna afei south part no so hɔnom sɛ bi bɛde ɛno sɛ bi ɛbɛkɔ so wɔ hɔnom nti ɛkame ayɛ sɛ sports ne deɛ obiara ba ɔde bi ba but sɛ nipa no waka na obetumi afɔ fail no ɛno ni ade a aka senior o deɛ wa follow sports na fetiti both political parties ɔmo ba promises bebree na ɔmo de aba ɔmo de ba sa ne term besu no obekwa ko bisa no na aka kyerɛ so wɔnya awe ɔmo wia ɔmo ebia manifesto ni da ho waka obi ati ɔnya betena akonya no so wia na wayi manifesto na esi nkyɛn na wɔyɛ ni ɔpɛ
exactly and into the book say vice president is very, very pitiful, very, very disappointing, very worrying. Where me brapini, and I know him, I've been with him for some time. I'm totally disappointed in him. Because Obi Amimi Tre public speaking, I can tell you that in public speaking, there are certain things that you need to do before you go to interface with the public.
Media.
Especially with time ayekui. I'm surprised say Nkrofo mo handle managing vice president the communication and public speaking strategy they failed him because you should know say there are some critical issues that will come in our economy, in our sports, in our environment, in whatever it is that get him involved. But also in public speaking, Roger, and you say bia na obehu and then you na catch in communication, in effective communication, there are so many strategies that you can adopt. You will not answer the question, but you will never say that I don't know. For customer service training, there is one element I keep telling people that I train that so we buy, for example, a restaurant now or between then who mistake beer. And your department we be funny say in the kitchen. If I couldn't say in Chile, we do the war floor no maybe waitress and a waitress. If I couldn't catch her, men can't say I'm not part of that department. You must have a way of answering the question. Oh, Mate, you men can't say me catch them. Maybe be part of it. Tell them that we will do it. So, His Excellency, with all respect, I'm putting KC by. Omo visiti
minister no
omo visiti John Dramani Mahama omo muska so I can't remember that so
ele chiro mbesinko minister no na minister ne say are na omo amane ho first
you don't need to expose the minister. They say he has exposed the minister. You are not going to link with the minister. This is disappointing. If I were him, even I must have an idea that look, this amputee, yes, we are aware of it.
Is it because say they are politicians and take sports in the serious?
And yes,
because they are other ministry, maybe other departments.
Need no stage fright.
Okay.
No, it's stage fright. I'm telling you. Baumia, this is not about me that we know. But you see, the omo prepare no, the omo organizing no, omo no munya there. There are certain events that Roger, your event will okasho kotra. Stage fright will hit you hard. There are certain programs that Roger, I'll let you look very simple, flexible.
Now relax.
Now we're relaxing. Never do how it won't work. Look at the way Dogbe. Look at the way he's working on JDM. Do you think that is just he has been in the system for so many years. He understands what we call body language communication. Body language communication, Roger. Never many we share with TV, so we have communicated.
Yeah.
And for me, I think that you're paying for mobile. And I make cannot say for me, it's a learning curve. I want my uncle, my godfather, will be very, very close. JDM, John Dramani Mahama. I know he's speaking footnotes from some of the things that people are saying. Adia, Abi, and opponent, he needs to change the paradigm. Roger, is all about Obia Wudi Jumanism. So what I say, sometimes you might not even blame Baumia. Or the Minister of Youth and Sports should know that these are questions that may come, possible questions that may come. And His Excellency Okwa, you say this, you say that. Even sometimes, or more managing in communication, you should position yourself somewhere. Maybe one will be here, one will be here, one will be there. Into your bizarre question now, me say ya, me catch and say, one answer question on try say obey his style. This is what we call body language communication. When I'm handling you, Roger, when that is what Stan Dogbe is doing, people don't understand. Say JDM Oswa, he knows where Stan Dogbe is. Into bibi banner or can on him the way I'll be catching. Say time on also air calling for ebra. Stan Dogbe has a way of communicating with JDM, but you never know. Okay. I mean, can't show live on television. I was even told, my article, I have forwarded a copy to you about Stan Dogbe. Just after the article, I had an exclusive information coming from somebody who is trusted, very close to JDM, or catch me. There was time JDM or hand over my Nana Akufo-Addo. Satam win election 2016. Only my dear Nana Kaye. Nana catch JDM say anka or no Nana. Anka Obenyo Obi to say Stan Dogbe in his corner. Anka Obenyo Nakopasi. You see, look at what Stan Dogbe has done in Winneba. Obiya Ekanasam. Until what Nana Akufo-Addo said has come to pass. Obiya Ehu. Until we are sometimes those who are managing you. You look, Baumia is an excellent person. Economically is an excellent person. But when it comes to political communication, John Dramani Mama has been in the system for so many years as a unit committee member, assembly member, member of parliament, deputy minister, minister, vice president, president. So political communication, political marketing, we're from. So others here, even with Stan Dogbe, adding value to it. But what about Baumia? Baumia was just a banker, from bank to vice president. Vice President Tama Okasa was in court. You and I were not there. And no. And as you see, I know before communication when he was vying for the slot for the MPP slot. No, Oko campaign kakra. Say see, I know the main political communication market is having problems. So that is why for me, I don't want to compare the two, JDM and Baumia. No, they are incomparable. And anytime I may catch you,
but do you think say a fair say ebia nkrofo akogina Ghana name akobro mu moje ni amaye obi enim ni ekwo now musika kem na bia baby say ho asema say bia second ebia Vice President Roger, Ghana now because onya away. Roger and say o can assemble say ono dey wonim ba ono ba obeye. You are in government and I may catch on look if they are watching me, they are listening to me. The communicators and political communicators, political marketers of the vice president, they have to revise their notes. They are misleading the man. They are damaging his political career. They are making things very, very difficult for him. They must be able to know when and how to go about it. Roger, and it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. Look at JDM. The way I handle questions, it's not a novice, or also no communication, or a history, and a communication. And then you also practicalize it areas I'm into Roger. I think that for me, I'm really sad for the vice president. It's getting tougher and tougher, but to all intents and purposes, as some are a bit free the way you be identify Obi. Oh, can say JDM say sports university that is the beginning. That is how we should try to train people. And you Obiana Beba say he's coming to handle Accra as a coach. He must go through the mill. It's not Obiana CEO for House of Folk. And you Obiana Beba say oh be deputy trainer. And then the person must go through the mill. Now even in Ghana sports today, how many sports psychologists do we have? Most of the class of Omuntumpo is based on psychology. If you don't know, so there are some players they are good. They can live up to the billing. They can attract the fans to come to the stadium. But they have some mental problem. So mentally, you can't say mental problem. And you say stress.
Get to remember player copy front to me. Look at what is happening in the UK. And I didn't know almost see the Nina. And they to me feel here. Meaning that in our own way, you was saying international, you're doing here, we will see what we need to do at what every time I boy a matches. And boy, into young time, you know. And the young officiating on so. The officiating matches, we must have a special way of training them and giving them the needed impetus. Then when it comes to even players on mobile ball, with the advent of betting, any gambling in sports, Ghana sports has taken the nosedive.
Oh, but
it will go deeper.
The football, the so-called football people say, "Sasama mokamuni evidence bia."
Evidence there.
Nyahota Maklubeke bi, Magdan Beke bi, a lot of people.
But
evidence.
Evidence,
gambling take you over, betting take you over.
I don't know those sponsoring football across the globe, not only in Ghana. Betting so more sponsor bibia. Say obi wa onko juma or phone so or betting. Obi ojuma mo that is they want to do it. Let's leave them to survive. And it's a JDM so these are lifting of taxes.
Do you think say Ketu Krekoni administration or by so far wahwe na juma waye office league no nioma ye ni administration nioma ye?
Undoubtedly if we are saying you be on bebe nyina o share Ghana sports and Ghana football in particular is taking the nosedive. Kusinya ntechi enim kesu anasa armia anasa obegu Ghana you say wasese bibia. There are presidents of other countries who communicated with Nana Akufo-Addo and asked him, why did you allow that? Because that time Ghana football a tumpo. And by now, Kusina Ntechi is president of CAF. But what Anas Arimia has done, what have we seen? Where is Anas Arimia on us? It shows that Ghana's football has taken a nosedive. And to catch by Shenimoto, a game changer. And for me, I think I've seen a lot of changes in Ghana football. Now we have the league, we have sponsors coming on board, we have a broadcaster, and the players you can see. Look at teams are more qualified African games, you know. Teams are more qualified in the fact exactly. So you can see that there are some improvement. The last time I monitored the under 15 tournament or more organized Map is one of the best. Yeah. It's one of the best that we can do for not only football. Oko pram sisi and the infrastructure no the way ekoso no say government betumi support to master ebe yipa. But I heard something saying that we are going to pay salary to football teams. On what grounds? Say who road also we manage who create two team. Obe ton players are. No unnim be obe niska. And we be sponsors are. You want to place the blame on government? This is unacceptable. Then they should let us understand that. But for me, I think that this is a political talk. Because I mean, you create fallacy. No, the government can support with infrastructure. The government can support with one or two logistics. But the government should not say that they're going to pay salary. It means everybody will go and organize a club. Then if I know government will give you money, I also go and form a club. Exactly.
Okay. Yankwa humano so nafi. Baby obiano no mesno ena e was credit. To betimi afre na baby obiano komo chiche ne kwasena no na osodo aginchire ababo boye ewo jumere no so enti ena wotie no Mohammed Amilamti ena o kano o se aban se na obi club na obi company na aban we na obefa na obetia ho kade no cray na obi kra say Dr. Mamudu Baumia say obesa provide bus e dey ama clubs ni nyina enu na nso atreman general manager ko kan ya club no ebe disassociate ne ho de fini sem o kan ye so mo na de o mo hia ne nye bus because o ma jersey from no near bar you see o hia be 90,000 e chiri ansa na wakwa koyi enti tax no tie no free so na bus de o mo bus dada but club no dey ebe disassociate ne ho eri finance mo kanti wo so betimi afre nsema hodo edi tu ye nyina no betimi afre sisa na fe oso waba jumade no so na ye two clubs awu gina ye nem ewe bibrem structureman omo any elite sport club from Chad and a boy weekend Saturday na course or Douala Cameroon and a course omo ko shema kamienu a omo ntimi anti woni me say first leg no omo shema kamien santi 5-0 aggregate structureman a qualify omo next game omo ne CS Constantini and a ebebo and which is Samates and so Edin Victoria United FC ana omo ne omo boye omo ko share omo Cameroon kaba comment mi anti enura so omo san share omo kaba ko a eno so omo antimi anya de omo antimi anti 2-0 omo sa progress a omo akomanim omo coach akasa na omo ba coach no so good afternoon din baby akasa free
yeah hello make us free Saturday
mpacho din
maybe Eja Kofi hello make us free Saturday maybe Eja Kofi the make say your football yeah they are done aman yourself but football is there and you do company into the about kind of the attra na wuti into the of to me and tell me na because we company would make a say who go tia no work ka ka we can no he and you feel it so you think I need judgment that I take and what you matter
yes yeah that say also buy and see also betting a friend afi also about jumede no sinti o hwe nswatraman samates matches no na echegu ewo screen no sinti also obetimi a friend na audio agentire ababo boy ewo jumede say can some hold up especially your political season ti amanyofo no bi akebi e fast sports no so na also hu no amanyofo no ka omo ye na omo kikei omo betimi aye. Good afternoon, Odin Baby free. Odin Baby free. Okay, when Timmy nyina so bet me afre na onso why dey onso wa ba jumede no senti no man never so. Good afternoon, Odin Baby free.
Good afternoon.
Better Odin. Okay, come over with you.
Now the next person can say ba mo ma o kan nya no kure. Yen hwe Abraham Mahama wo aban mu no. Ekwan ya fa so ana that time team no etin gina ya no ti epreba abere. Na yen hwe now omo 8 years o ma betwa no. Ekwan abere no mo fa so. The reckon na akosie ne se atro mu ka ye ni nyina ye hu omo to. Atro mu ka ye bia ye hu omo to. Enti ni sema wo kan de ye ni tu. Na ye ni so mbeti so aye. Enti de plan se mo ma ye fa bato no ye fa Mahama na wonti meto aso. Adama anwasi.
Okay, also bet me afre na fe also aba jumede no so messages ne kakra ba we say Dr. Bamudu Baumia ni communication team no omumua no we Nana Kwame or the Fitamali na wono so de ebaye na senior obi say mimbisa say to say na medical or say Kate administration no obe describe no say na meba o say no we yi sa question. Good afternoon din bebe kasa free.
Hello, maybe Isaac Ejapa.
Okay, mpache ti Isaac.
Maybe SYZ.
Yes. Yeah, TV SYZ today yanko why?
Yo, na ni America for discussion ho say yo, na America for discussion ho.
Oh, sasa we ya kan me so akitikiti na me tisi say o free radio so free TV so entie ohun ya tie ohun fi telephone na o de free no utie tie ohun o TV no so na radio na e be distract so tia say enti wo de wo free a na wa dwum ni kama na ma na ye kama obi se me bi say Kate administration be describe ni say
no it depends on Senamekano from the word go Roger everything has crumbled.
Okay.
So and into what it did by say game changer.
Okay.
There are so many things that one year, but if you look at it from a different angle, there.
Okay.
Ghana football is back. Okay, you have to qualify called World Cup, the Timiko Nations Cup. Even there are some tournaments that you to qualify. Look at women football. Now we show youth football and crop on the image. Look at football at Timima clubs no. For boot I demo clubs no. The coaches as they say are mobile. Official system what they see Odiamayano. This why better my boy. But the most important thing is about sponsorship. The many just say in 24 okay, I would have wished that they will concentrate on sponsorship because JDM bar more GD say Abia, let young fun say MTN, they will take over football. Maybe another company will take over basketball. Another company will take over boxing. Sana Omoye, we make South Africa some time ago. That is what they do.
Okay.
Most of the things is coming from the sponsorship, not even government per se. So what I say. Good.
Okay. Another question I was saying say Ghana League no assess saying in terms of branding marketing.
No, when it comes to the branding and the marketing and the promotion, the GFA has done well. Okay. It's always live on television. Everything is moving over. But you see, about how to attract people to come and witness matches, and a problem. And I make be a timing, and sometimes officiating, and sometimes individual players, because Roger, time I hear boy on Colano, people back up to me to Moko Stadium. Look at the time of Shamokwe, Joe Debra, Satam Golden Boy Abdul Razak, on Uncle to Moko Stadium. Ishmaelado Mutamuri. They say, no, tell me. I mean, do you know that I even don't know Ghanaian players today? I don't know them. The almost say, I don't know them. Do you have any key player, Okita Bola, or to make think of him inside the goal? No, Akoshagu. We don't have them.
Your best player last season.
And one thing Adebaku Amuye Nukrambo say, Samunya play be or yadia or to me Premier League no, ne atono. And the make say, you don't come and create your own club. You are marketing your players and go and sell them and get your dollars, and the government will come and pay your salary. Government will come and buy a bus for you. What are we talking about? So individuals, members of parliament, ministers, MCs within their own jurisdiction. Will say, Roger, team, then you can do that on your. But government should not come and say he's paying any salary to anyone. I don't agree with that one. The GFA. They have a marketing department or more trained sponsors. Government just need to support them. So say I know be the name free Abuchaba or per se tax on say me who your sports now say obi all this sports equipment bemba Ghana and now oba transporting bibiano you be kati port we no kakra no you are marketing sports. Boxing gloves yentumi to ha so be the gloves no be ha na
and a company be create sponsor league na or infrastructure bia
tax rebates
yeah
and you say and ye change say government be trade salary government will trade salary and another government the boss on to you've disrupt everything. Go back and study what English Premiership is doing and other league check out them moye South Africa omubo league ya obi anko ho now so Roger. They have money and everything is moving. In boxing in South Africa, for instance, omuno sikesi ho amateur boxing sikesi ho munko jumagana then ye nyehwe John Dramani Mahama yede na say boxing arena wakosi me no nyankobo boa na oba. There are certain things that I would also make sure that I'll push to make sure say boxing arena no Roger ye na no Kumase ye no Baku crop e Bagatanga Tamale Sunyane any info say Western and Central. No, we may even start with only 5. The same thing I will cry because it's multi-purpose. And not only boxing, you to basketball, you to volley, swimming pool, and also know we have more or less like a hostel. You to me camping crofo, into Unyas had their way across the country. Everywhere, you share across sports stadium. In the past, Roger, athletics. Yenya athletes be bring our modani emufri usuha ya long tennis and tennis ball omufri ha ya any tender tracks no hemfa akra you ko share the your friend say your friend the water service and the friend ewak I said last new pictures me say Ghana niana until we need to look at the infrastructure, we look at the personnel. Those that will catch the talent in talent, cut them young. Okay. How do we develop them? Look at boxing, what I'm doing in boxing. The interview that I grant them, Roger, I'm trying to rebrand them, market them. They will even tell you, I'm attending school here, I'm attending school there. Intercolor or no so boxing, no school. Okay. These are all strategies. And I hope, say, young people will understand that we must look at that aspect of infrastructure, the personnel, and then leadership. In here, leadership in here, and leadership is also bad. The person must delegate responsibility. There must be check and balances. And then we must also have a way of analyzing feedback. They say I am paying for mobile. I can tell you, those who are even campaigning for JDM, some of them don't pick calls. They don't pick calls. It's an email message, you won't pick it. If you are Roger, you are a sportsman. You have an idea. They gave you a number that you want to send message to the person to add it to their manifesto. One pick or call. One receive message. The same way channel or mobile. They will not pick your call. They will not answer your messages. And then that is what is the problem in this country.
Yebeko yetam na so anasa 1 minute utuado obafa blasters no menu nhyaranya nka ho asem like what follow no kakra honestly
utuado the first attempt was very, very good. The second attempt was very good, but he made a huge mistake. I was on you.
Did you drop?
Because yes, in communication.
Mistake.
Let me tell you, in communication, Roger, you must be very proactive and very effective. Communication and say kasao. No. Your body language, your behavior and attitude marks as communication. The day are you at that time, no? Should you go then go back and look at the historical antecedent of the day are you. You look at the contribution that he made. It is not automatic sell about on board. Maybe, but at that time, no, time now or fair place now. The day are you, what are you going to lose? Now also no, you have to be very proactive and be very, very visionary. What you mean say man Fred the day are asam beba. Asam no beba no one hwe ye to me decapitate ade a oye. Ebe say nema. Nínú me catch your ade see e wo Mali in the dressing room. Ade see e wo mo Kumasi me catch your ade e ba na o shagus na. Roger, you will shock to your marrow. But a day will come. I will be writing an article on that one. So, me, the coach is good, Otto is good. But he needs to understand, say, sometimes when the decision should not be the final.
Okay.
It is not about interference. It's about seeking people's views and opinion, and then you add it to what you have, and you move on. Don't let people appreciate certain negativities that you do that would affect you. Because, and then communication, Roger, it is not only about talking. Your behavior and attitude is part of communication.
Okay. All right, Muhammad Amilamte or Century Pa and our Sanse lecturer and Yeneno Ebedin Komo or Jumedino. So, Kokra, Evia, or Bibia, the only
thing that I will tell Ghanaians is that those of us who are in sports, I'm in sports, I'm a communicator, and I'm also a lecturer. In Chimino, I believe in JDM. I believe in JDM to all intents and purposes. As some I know it will come to pass. And I'm encouraging everyone to make sure say they will help us to get them back so that our sports will get to the level all of us are expecting.
Okay.
Okay,
Muhammad Amilamte and Yeneno Edin Komo our Jumadene so Nanka yebetimi atwas pa na mama mene ene ede ye adwuma te be so na fe inside politics Mugabe ene ni team no saba betena se na fe omo ababetwaso ede amamo Muhammad Amilamte ene no edin komo awo adwuma so biti eduro jaimano from the sports monarch botela ene afi kojufo so mutechi MCR Raf ene ni team no so abo adwuma na fe camera for no so omo bo adwuma ye pa Prince Francis na fe Edmond omo nyina so aboye ama edi jumede no edi bremo nyame yadoma dasene yebesane we hia wo the same station midin once again Roger Emmanuel from the sports monarch yakramo bye bye.